YouTube, how's everyone doing? Welcome back to the little corner of consistency, of sanity I still have left in my life. I want to do some Isaac. I didn't do one yesterday. I didn't even play yesterday. I didn't even feel like okay, it was the Lost, so I'm glad that I didn't. Well, what did we last do? This was on camera, right? I wasn't going to do today, so I was like, you know what, dude, I feel like I need this one. And I know I've been saying this, and don't worry, and if you've seen any of the last, like, 3 episodes, especially the last one, you know where my head's at right now. I'm in a little bit of a rut, and that's fine. That's fine, it happens, but don't worry, I'm going to try and make a conscious effort in today's to try and, I don't know, be a little bit upbeat, be a little bit positive. I'm trying to set the tone going into the weekend, and what will, I think, hopefully maybe be a pretty eventful. I don't know. I'm trying to be a little bit positive. I figure, you know what, if I'm stressed about stuff, this is something that at least for the short term, at least for the next little bit, I can still do these Isaacs, and then I'll be stopping, for the most part, probably stopping the uploading to this channel for a little while. So I figured, let's just do one while I can. Let's just take some time out, and let's just relax. Let's just talk. I know that other people have got a lot going on this weekend in the group. Obviously, you know, I'm not here to, I'm not here to make these Isaac videos just to talk about other people's plans on their behalf or for them, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like that's not what you know. But I know that other friends have a lot going on this weekend. So I figured, you know what, it's a busy time, and it's a bit of a weird one right now. Like I said, in a little bit of a rut. Let's just do a little bit of Isaac. It's done me a solid over the past couple months. Don't like this. Eat. It's done me a solid over the past couple months. It's been such like a nice thing for quite a while now. That I've been able to just have and just be like, I don't know, sometimes it's a distraction and sometimes it's just nice to talk. It's been a nice thing, and as I said, in the near in the hopefully near future, you know, I mentioned the job hunt and stuff. I will be stopping uploading to this channel. So I want to try and make the most of it while I still can, just because I won't have the time anymore, because I've decided that I do want to work. You know, I was talking about maybe being part-time. I've decided that I do, if possible, I want to be full-time. But then I also still want to launch the Patreon, and I still want to try and do 4 or 5. Even if the Patreon does nothing, I still want to try and do like 4 or 5 videos a week on Yetiness. And then obviously, if the Patreon does do well, some of that's going to include like request stuff, so that'll be extra videos. And then I said in whenever the last Isaac was a couple of days ago that obviously so much of it is not wanting to lose my hangout sessions with you guys, because they're just too important to me to even like consider the possibility of losing. So again, that's going to be something that I'm gonna if oh good, no item room, fun. If it comes down to having to sacrifice, you know, like sleep and stuff like that to try and make those work, then so be it. So I reckon there's gonna come a point where something's gonna have to be culled to make some time. This is probably gonna be the thing that's not gonna make the cut. These little Isaac episodes that take like, you know, 45 minutes of my day. Probably this will be the thing that unfortunately gets the axe first. Ah, that's unfortunate. Not a huge fan of this run so far. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not overly fond of this run so far. But yeah, I'm just, I don't know. I was thinking, I don't know. I'm gonna. Yeah, we're just gonna die. Okay. I regret opening Isaac. Please just make it out of this boss fight, or I might cry live on camera. I'm gonna die a little bit. I had stuff I wanted to talk about today. I like thought of stuff to talk about so that I didn't get weighed down in the negative vibes. I was like, hey, let's talk about this a little bit. This will be a little bit interesting to talk about. Please let me live. Okay, health, a little bit of health. Okay, well that's a lot of health. I'll give you credit. Oh, never mind. That's only 1. What was I thinking of that gives you like a bunch of health? Super bandage? Is that not super bandage? No, that's old bandage. I was thinking of super bandage, I think. Well, you know what? I did ask for health and it gave me health. I can't he complain too much. Okay, well what I was saying was, I mean, it was funny last night because So obviously, I basically play Genshin every night, to the point where it's part of my routine now. We didn't play last night, or at least I didn't play last night, because of, as I mentioned, busyness amongst the group that was going on, right? So we played earlier in the day. Yes. Oh, no bombs, no bombs. I'll take this just in case we get a hell room and I need to mentally prepare myself for it before taking it on. Yes, Spink was playing in like the afternoon local time and knew she wouldn't be on in the evening because she's got her little vacation, so she was like preparing for that. So we played it. We played earlier and did our resonance stuff. So because of that, we were not. I didn't play in the evening, and it kind of made me realize. I was like, man, it got to like the night time. It got to sort of like 1 a.m. ish, and I was like, I don't know what to do right now. Really. And it wasn't too bad because the Bucks were playing, so I watched the Bucks game. I don't think there's going to be an item room here. I think this is going to be a poopy run. But, fool me twice. Shame on me. I'll take the shame on this one. I have to check. Okay, yep. Didn't actually mean to do that, but that's no harm, no foul on that one, I suppose. Yeah, it got to like the night time and I was like, hey, what do I do? What do people who don't play Genshin every night do with their evenings? So I watched the Bucks game and that was fun. It was a tight one against a very good Dallas Mavericks side. It is very fun watching Giannis just be absolutely atrocious at free throws, going 1 for 10. Not just people go, oh, if you're in the NBA, you should be able to make free throws, right? And obviously there's a lot more to it, but that's always the thing. People are always like, hey, just make the free throws, forehead. He's the reigning MVP back to back. The boy needs to learn to take free throws. He went 1 for 10. So that was fun. I mean, we won in the end, and it was a close one, and that was fun. And then I pivoted to the Blues game, my adoptive NHL team, and I felt a little bit bad because it was the first intermission, and it was goalless. I was like, they're hanging in there, they opened with the Avs, who were probably the second best team in the league, and they were holding them goalless through the first period, and then in the second period, by the end of the second period, they were 4-0 down, and I was like, oops. But I'm not holding responsibility for the curse of that one because I watched the whole opener on Thursday, and you boys won that 4-1. I think to take one of the 2 games opening against the Avs, that's pretty good in my opinion. So I don't hold responsibility. I won't claim ownership of cursing that loss last night too much when I did watch the whole first game where you guys won 4-1. So you're welcome, basically. And it's nice because it's nice to have hockey back because as I said on Twitter, it's been so long. It's been like 10.5. It was 309 days between Ducks games because obviously the season got suspended, and then when they came back after the COVID break, they went straight to the playoffs, and we were not involved. And then they had an extended off season, so it's been so long without the Ducks, and I was so happy to finally have us back that it genuinely, like, watching all the oh, thank you, doorknob, or door handle, door holder, what do you call those things, door wedge? I was getting like a little bit emotional, like watching all the build up and seeing the presenters back, It was like, oh dude, it was oof. Yeah, I was so happy, and then seeing my boys skate back onto the ice and then go 1-0 down in 64 seconds. Which genuinely made me laugh, and then as I was constructing the tweet about how funny it was that I've not seen us play for 309 days and we're 1 down in 64 seconds, as I was constructing that tweet, Vegas scored a second. So it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny, but dude, it was nice. I missed it. So and I'm back into this routine, and where I finally, for the first time in like a year, Ducks on Thursday, Bucks on Friday, Ducks tonight, Bucks tomorrow, Ducks the day after, Bucks after that. Actually, and then there's no Bucks game for like 3 days. But for the most part, because of the way the seasons are set up, it's very much looking like there's going to be a lot of alternating nights between the Bucks and the Ducks. Which if I'm going to be trying to adjust to very little sleep, it's going to be nice to have something on the nights that I'm trying to stay up. That most nights either my Bucks or my Ducks will be playing, so I'm very excited about that. That's fun. And then yeah, it kind of, I watched the Blues game, and then it got to like 5 a.m. and then I was like, damn, I guess I just go to bed. I kind of regret it because I think I remember being awake at like 5:15, and then I woke up at 8:30 this morning, and then I saw that I'd like missed conversation in the group chat. I don't know why that really like stresses me out. It doesn't stress me out. I'm being a little bit dramatic, but I'm like, damn. Yeah, I woke up to see that I'd missed, like, literally, Maria sent the message about her Twitch recap at, like, 5:30 something, or 5:40, and I was like, man, that was, like, 20 minutes after I went to bed. I wish I just stayed up so I could have been involved in that conversation, and then I felt like, I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess I don't want to toss all my health away, but I feel like if we're not getting item rooms, the damage means a lot on this run. I was like, damn, I missed the comment. I would have just stayed up another half hour if I knew that was going to happen, and then so yeah, so I don't know. So, but it was okay. Stop doing that. So I went to bed and then woke up and seen that I'd missed conversation. I was disappointed about that. But yeah, it was weird, and I was like, you know what? I remember we talked about like a week or two ago about when Maria was saying that, you know, before she goes to bed. Like if it's a work night, she'll go to bed at only like 9 o'clock, and she's like, yeah, but I've got to get my hour of TikTok in before bed. And I already was like, yeah, I kind of get it, because I can never just get in bed and go to sleep unless it's a night when I've been staying up playing with the gang and I'm just like exhausted, and then I do get into bed and just immediately collapse. But on the average night, I can't just get into bed and go to sleep. I also need to, you know, go on TikTok or go on YouTube or do something to kind of wind the brain down, right? So I already kind of got it. But still, it was like, you know, we were kind of joking about it or whatever, or making fun a little bit. But last night was probably like the most I'd felt that, because I was like, man, I guess like not having Genshin, having played Genshin every night before bed for longer than I probably even realised. It made me realise, I was like, ah, shit, dude, I guess I do have a nighttime routine. I guess I get the TikTok thing now, and you know, Paul talking about how he's got to do his, you know, his skincare routine before bed. Dude, I get it, because we didn't play Genshin last night, as I may have mentioned up to this point. I don't know if I mentioned. I feel like I mentioned it a couple times. And you know, it got to that time of the evening, and when I went to bed, I just felt a little bit empty. Not in like the serious, dramatic, like you know, emotionally empty sense. Just in the kind of like, I felt like I was missing something. You know, when you're going on holiday and you're like, ah, shit, I forgot to pack something, or you know, if I turn the oven off, you just feel like something's. Yeah, I just felt like something it wasn't time to go. I was like, I can't go to bed. I haven't like done everything I need to do. I have, and wasn't gonna play. Like, it was just the way the night. What the fuck is Suicide King? A true ending question mark. Yeah, no, I'm not messing with that on this run. I need this, Edmund. I need this. There's another reason why I kind of want to pipe down. Isn't what I want to say? Kind of wanted to cut down on the Isaacs a tiny bit, just because this is like 4 episodes in a row now that I feel like this is just becoming like therapy for me, and I feel like it's not fair on people watching to have to just listen to me. It's not like these aren't entertaining anymore. These are the entertainment's gone out the window, like weeks ago at this point. And it's at the very least, it's nice that I'm glad I've been getting like decent runs going. Like the last few episodes, we've got some good scores going. So at the very least, that's kind of, hey, at least if the commentary has just entirely lost all entertainment value, at least the runs maybe is something. There's something there, because at least previously it was like, hey, I'm bad at the game, but at least my commentary is fun. Okay, the commentary isn't fun anymore, but at least my scores are okay. At the very least. I don't know, man. It's tricky. But, yeah, I don't know. So, let's talk about something else. What can I talk about? Josh, you were saying the other night, can't wait to hear me tell the Sealy story in an Isaac episode. Look, it's not one I would have told. It's not the one that would have made the cut, mostly because you were both there, and also because, I don't know, there wasn't much meat to it. But dude, let's break the fourth wall. Don't ever say I'm not a man of the people. If that's what the people want to hear. No, honestly, I don't really have anything to say to it. Other than, you guys, just for the record, whilst you're both hopefully here, although to be fair, I'm recording this today, and Josh is literally like, he probably won't be watching because of, or maybe he'll catch up at some point, but because of what's going on today, actually, come to think of it, it's definitely probably the busiest day. One of the busiest days of the boy's life right now. But at the very least, if either of you are here, and Spink won't be. You guys saw what I was trying to do, right? Like, we all were on the same page that I didn't really care that much what colour my Sealy was, which is why I went with blue, even though I was torn between yellow and pink and ended up with blue. I didn't really care that much. I just wanted Spink to have the one that she was happiest having, and I know her propensity to wanting to have her own thing and kind of stand out with her own like special thing. There were only 3 options. 2 of the options were already taken, so I figured, knowing her, she would probably want the pink by herself. But then she was telling me to get the pink because that's my colour, and I was just trying to figure out, did she really, like, what did she want here? Like, if I took the pink, she would have taken the yellow, and probably been happy with the yellow, but she wouldn't have been the most happy. Like, you guys saw how happy she was when we finally landed on the ideal situation, right? That was what I was trying to get to. I didn't want to, as much as by default, if that conversation never happened, pink's my favourite colour. You know, it's very on brand for me. I always take pink if pink's an option. You know, Among Us or whatever. There's a reason why I took pink in Among Us. So it would have made sense for me of blue, yellow, and pink to take the pink, obviously. I'm trying to tell this story in a light-hearted way, but I feel like because I'm a little bit... Because I already have like a bit of a flat demeanour about myself. I'm just British. I apologise. There's not much I can do about it. It's just the way it is. But then also because I'm just like a little bit tired and a little bit like, I don't know. I feel like this is coming across a little bit more serious than I mean it to. It's supposed to be a light-hearted story. It's just my tone. I can't help it. I don't mean... This isn't supposed to sound as serious as my tone is maybe making it out to be. I'm just a flat individual. I can't help it, dude. I can't help it. I didn't choose to be born in Britain. Trust me, I did not choose to be born in Britain. And if I could have chosen... Well, I guess I probably wouldn't change it, because who knows what life would have happened. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But anyway, my point was, obviously I would have chosen the pink, but I couldn't tell. I didn't want to take the pink if that would have meant Spink taking the yellow and not... She would have been happy with the yellow, but not being as happy as she could have possibly been. The whole... Like, running the discourse on that one was just trying to... I just wanted to make sure she got the one she was most happy with. Right? Like, you guys could see that at least, hopefully, right? You guys could see what I was trying to do there. And it worked. In the end, we finally got to the point where she was like... Where she said that she didn't want to match, and I was like, I friggin' knew it, dude. This is why I didn't take the pink. And that's why I said, I was like, okay, so I think the ideal situation here is I promise to take blue, and then she can just take whichever one of the 2 she wants, probably pink, and I go, okay, I promise to take blue, you can take pink, and then she can be pink by herself and she'll be happy. And then that's what happened. And then she was, as I said, she was happy, and I took it the next day, and I DM'd, and she was happy again, and that was it. That was all I was trying to do. So that's my side of the story. And look, I wasn't going to talk about it, because why would I? But then he's got me, dude. He got me. He brought it up. He mentioned it. Dude, he got me. He knows me too well. He got me talking about it. It came up in an Isaac episode. I hope you're happy. But that's my side of the story. I genuinely, like, really was not that bothered. And I was trying to be like, ooh, but I don't know. And to be fair, I genuinely, like, was torn between pink and yellow. Which is why it's funny that I ended up with blue. Of all the colours, the one that I wasn't interested in. But I genuinely, like, I'm not overly fussed. I was never overly fussed about which colour I got. I probably would have ended up with the pink, but I wasn't that bothered. I genuinely... we lose Horror Babylon. Oops, oh no. What was I thinking? Okay, hopefully we get a devil deal on this floor. I can trade the hearts away for the damage. I genuinely wasn't bothered. I just was trying to... As I said, I was just trying to figure out which one that would have made her the most happy that she wanted. And we got there. But that's why I ran the gambit on that one. That's why I ran the discourse, just for the record. I wasn't trying to be a pain in the ass. I was just trying to find the outcome that made Spink the happiest. Okay? We good? We established on that one. We're all on the same page. Okay, good. Because I just feel like on mine, I was trying my best, but then I feel like that whole conversation just made me look like I was being just a big pain in the ass to try and... Like, I don't know what it looked like, or what it kind of... Or it might have looked like that I was doing. I guess the matching thing. I guess at one point NSL mentioned that I was trying to get us to match, and then that was I was like, yeah, let's that. I guess in an ideal world, I probably would have liked to match, because as I said, pink is my favorite color, so I would have liked a pink, ideally. And obviously, it's pink. Like, let's not beat around them. You know, we don't need to paint that one in any sort of colour that it isn't, or in any sort of, you know, we don't need to put a top coat on that one. Obviously, I would have liked to have matched, but that wasn't, like, I don't really care that much about the colour of my Sealy and Genshin Impact. Like, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I don't think it even does anything. I thought it did. I thought it did something. I thought it helped you find treasure, but it doesn't. So, you know, it doesn't really matter that much. But that was, you know, I was just trying. I was just trying my dang best. I just want that girl to be happy. That's it. That's all I want. That's all I want. Hey, so Twitch recaps came out yesterday. That's weird, right? Dude, when Josh called me to hear about this, I was like, no, I'm not going to talk about it. Like, I'm better. I'm not that easy that someone can just say, "Ooh, he's going to talk about this in his Isaac," and then I'm going to talk about it in my Isaac. Because I wouldn't have if Josh didn't say. I wouldn't have. Because it's just because why would it? Because, you know, it wasn't like I wouldn't have talked about it. But I'm like, okay, why would you even? I saw him and I was like, I stood here and I went, okay, let's wait for him to come across so I could shoot him. And then my fingers just went, nope, stand in front of him and take damage. You're not smart enough to play this sensibly. Hey, if I could just like not even bother, that'd be nice. Thank you. Yeah, Twitch creator recaps came out last night. I thought that was interesting, and I thought I found it funny. I have subs to some accounts right now. I've cancelled everyone except Josh just because of financial purposes. But for at least like the majority of 2020, I had like a handful of subs at most times. There was like a few people I was subbed to, and then I always seem to have like at least one gift sub going. You know what I mean? Like I always seem to, like, most months though. I don't know. I just seem to have. It probably wasn't most months, but it felt like most months I always seem to have a gift sub knocking around. So I have like a fair amount of emotes knocking around. So it did make me laugh that my top 5 emotes were just like, no, it was lol, and then smiley face, and then the heart, and then the sad face, and then the winky face. Like the most bland top 5 emotes you could possibly imagine. And it makes sense because I think that's just like representative of how I type normally. Like that's not just Twitch, like even outside of Twitch. Again, you guys talk to me in you know, messages and in Genshin and Among Us and everything. So you guys, you know, that's just how I talk, right? Like I say smiley face a lot, I say winky face a lot, I say sad face, I type hearts, and even lol. Okay, outside of Twitch I don't say lol specifically, but I do type, you know, lol or lol. Which I'm glad to have seen. I've started to know. Like, I've said that for a long time. I've started to notice people in the group have started saying it a little bit more. Spink in particular, I've noticed, has become a lol loller, a double loller. I do. I like that. You love to see it. You love to see it. What's that Drake line where he's like the way you talk, that's me. And the voice that you're hearing in your speaker, that's me. You know that bit? Slightly different context. But, you know. I like that the lol is spreading. I like it. I'm a fan of lol. But yeah, but I say lol, I say lol, I say LMAO a lot. So I say all those a lot. Lol's just a Twitch version. So even lol, I don't say lol specifically outside of Twitch that much anymore. I think I did used to be fair. I think for a while I did used to say lol outside of Twitch, but I pivoted away from it a little bit, but I still like that. It makes sense, right? So it makes sense that those are my top 5 just because that's how I like type in all contexts, not just in Twitch context. But it was kind of funny that my top 5 emotes were just like as basic as they possibly could have been. It also made me laugh that my second most watched category, my most watched game of the entire year was Red Dead Redemption 2, single-handedly because of Josh's playthrough of it. A game that I otherwise would not have even like clicked on. if it wasn't for that playthrough, so that was funny. And then it was just chatting, which at first I was like, that's kind of wild, but I guess it makes sense because, like, you know, I had like a full like Love or Host binge for a good few months of lockdown last year, where I watched like every episode for a few months, and they're like 4 hours each, and then, you know, like Check the Wires just chatting, and Dr. K was another one I watched like every stream for a couple months, and then like you know, Krotus earlier in the year, he was just chatting a lot, and he was my third most watched streamer, and he does a lot of just chatting, so that makes sense. So at first I was like, wow, just chatting, I really watched like 100 hours of just chatting, or like 100, and it was like 170. But I guess when I think about it, I guess a lot is just chatting. So I don't know, I guess there's not really, to be fair, there's not really much to talk about. I talked about my Spotify Wrapped a little bit in a video when that came out, and then again I talked about that bot thing that talks about your music taste, talks about that in a video. Not a great deal to talk about in the Spotify Wrapped, to be honest. The Twitch Wrapped even, Twitch Recap, whatever, you know what I mean. Obviously Josh was always gonna be first, because I haven't, as to my knowledge, missed much of it. I'd be interested to see how many hours on Josh's, because he didn't post it. I guess I could just ask, because we did talk about it anyway. So I guess I don't know why I didn't just ask last night. But I'd be interested to see how many hours Josh streamed last year versus how many hours I watched, because I won't have got all of them. I'm sure at some point I would have missed a stream, like when I was back home or something. Not because, again, because it's hard to tell, because I know there have been times when I've missed streams because I've been home, but then it's hard to tell because, like, I can't tell what was in 2020 and what wasn't. Like, I visited home not that often during 2020, but there were still times, and then, but even then, like, I remember visiting an Undertale stream at some point when I was back home, but I don't think that was 2020. But I'm sure there must have been at least one, right? But then, even then, I remember that Undertale stream because I just had it open on my phone anyway, so I guess that probably still would have logged the hours, because I technically was still watching the stream. And I'm trying to think, like, I guess there were times when I was on stream, like Phasmo, and then there was the Rocket League stream, and then there was the Apex stream, and then I'm trying... Was Ultimate Chicken Horse with Will, was that 2020? Was that really last year? Yeah, it must have been, because that feels like so long ago that it can't have been 2020, but at the same time I'm like, yeah, but it's a month and a half away. It was March, right? We're a month and a half away from being there. Or was it early April? There's no way it was whole years ago, right? Or nearly 2 years ago, so that must have been last year. But then even then, again, I'm sure it must have logged those hours, because I still had the stream open so that I could see chat. Because obviously I only have the one monitor, although I guess I'd still have to have it open anyway. Either way, it's obviously absolutely no surprise that, I should have just stuck that, I know what that was. Spirit of the Night? Sure, let's see what this is. Duality. Yep, so I regret taking this, because I don't even know what it does, and now I've gone from 7 hearts to 4 hearts. I didn't weigh up the risk on that one. Because it was the 1 heart deal, and then I was like, it's only a heart, and then I was, no, because obviously when I'm down to only spirit hearts, it becomes 3 hearts. So that was dumb on my part, and I definitely regret taking that. In fact, I'm saying that in hindsight. I think the only way I wouldn't have regretted it is if it was like Dark Bum or The Pact maybe, or something like that. Okay, appreciate the Spirit Heart there though. Spirit of the Night, I don't mind. I'm happy with the flight, and obviously, you know, this gives you spectral tears, right? Either way, I'm not going to complain about the flight too much. Also, I should have mentioned, and every time I say this, it never happens. I always end up going fine till the end. But I'm cutting it a bit close. I think people are going to be home soon, actually, now that I'm looking at the time. So I may, if I have to mute to end this episode off, I apologise. Every time I say that, I know I always end up being fine, but I actually just don't really know today. So yeah, just a forewarning, if I have to mute, that's what's going to happen. But yeah, I guess that was it for the Twitch recap. And then Northern Lion being second, again, doesn't surprise me. Because I just have him on in the background all the time. NLSS's and etc, etc. And there'll probably be even more hours this year. Well, actually, no, I guess it depends. Once I start working, I'll probably not be watching as much. because I was going to say he streams even more now, but actually, yeah, I guess when I start working, I'll have less time to watch him. But yeah, between I'll have less time to watch him, and also because he streams earlier in the day now, whereas previously, you know, he was going live at like, you know, 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. on a Monday, so it's not like I was doing anything else at that time. So again, NL makes sense because he was very much, yeah, most of the nights he streamed, I'd have him on in the background. Definitely every Monday and the Sunday streams, and yeah, I guess it depends on what he was playing. I tapped out of Dark Souls for a while. There was like a good month or so where I didn't watch any of the Thursday or the Sunday streams because he was doing Dark Souls, and I'm just not really. It's not really my thing. Dark Souls is a bit resident sleeper to me. To my personal taste, I actually think they're good games, and I understand why people pog up with them so much. And obviously Josh played all of Dark Souls, and I don't even know how long that series went. I feel like long enough that if that was 2020, it was 2019, but if that was 2020, it probably would have ended up on my top 3 games, I'd imagine. Oh, why did I think this was a stone boy? I was just like ignoring him. Good job he didn't walk into me. And I watched all of Josh play it, but that's just because it's Josh. So I'll watch Josh play like literally anything. I don't like Undertale either, and I watch him play that like 3 times just because it's Josh, and I'm gonna be there for my boy under any circumstances. But NL doesn't quite have the same level of. NL isn't Josh, unfortunately, so he didn't get my attention for the Dark Souls. But other than that, for the most part, I watched like, yeah, NL makes sense. So it all makes sense. And then my emote usage, it was like 4,000 lulz, which is insane. Obviously, I guess anytime I'm laughing at anything or saying anything funny or whatever, it's just like Twitch culture. You type your sentence out and then put a lull at the end. So I guess, and then anytime anything funny happens on stream, you type lull. It's hard to remember my habits, because it's not like I talk in NL's. I only talk in Josh's stream. You know what I mean? And because it's been like Josh's last stream was November, so obviously it feels like Josh's last stream was 8 years ago. So because of all that, I'm like, I don't even remember my Twitch typing habits, but I guess I do quite often type a sentence and then end it in a lull. And then there was like 500 smiley faces and like 300 sad faces. I think it was around 400 hearts, then like 150 winks, and then 130 Zakap Uwus. Which again makes sense because there was definitely a period of time when I was like, this is funny, and was spamming it. And then I was like, and this is funny, and also I think it's starting to annoy people, so I'm definitely going to spam it. And I know for a while, I know I did at least a couple of pyramids. And the pyramids are what, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 emotes for every pyramid. So 135, I'm like, yeah, you know what? When I saw it as 6, I was like, man, I really wish that wasn't on there. I really wish that just wasn't on the list, because I want to tweet this, and I would prefer that that wasn't on the. I'm trying to prove a point. When we were joking about my Spink dependence, and I jokingly said I might just move on to EBH, and then Josh, you go back to Zyka, he goes, look, all I'm saying is, I thought your boys are supposed to have you back in those situations. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Your boys are supposed to make you look better, not worse. Not worse. Your boys are supposed to have you back. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not even going to say it. I may have said it 3 times, but that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I might say it multiple times, but I'm not going to say any more. One more time. I just think that your boys are supposed to have. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. It's all good. It's all good, kind of. I did Salamanca a little bit when that line came out. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Doing that classic thing where I say that's all I'm saying 50 times and then just keep saying more. But that's all I'm gonna say on that one. It's the Dan thing. Dan does it. I've noticed. He says that's all I'm gonna say, and then we'll just keep saying more stuff. I think I've got it from him. Blame Daniel Giesling. Blame Daniel Giesing for a lot of my bad communicative habits. Not communicative, but just like linguistic habits. Okay, what were you thinking? You just ran straight into him. I'm going to blame the weird little lag spike we got there for that one. It was definitely the lag spike's fault. I definitely was already going, like, straight towards him. I'm going to blame the weird little lag spike. Okay. Yeah, I don't like Blue Mom, especially when I'm getting a million keepers. Yeah, I saw that coming a mile away and then, like, moved right and then just moved back left. My dodging brain isn't working at its highest capacity today. In case that even needed to be said. Okay, I didn't even see the shadow that time, I'm gonna be honest. What does duality even do? I'm definitely gonna check after the run. So why are we getting so many keepers? Does Blue Mom always spawn this many keepers? This feels like a lot of keepers. Like, this feels like so many keepers. This feels like so many keepers. All I'm saying is, if there was a B Grace Uwu, the numbers would have been very different. That's all I'm saying. The whole Zyka thing is probably the biggest regret of my entire life. And it was slightly more so every passing day. Okay, we've already been in here. Let's just go. Anything exciting happening? Any fun phone notifications? Something. Oh, everything's glitching about. Okay. A little bit of lag here. Okay, let's just chill. Let's take it. We need to let's focus on our dodges. My dodging has been not good today, so let's just do what we can to remedy it. I'd like to wrap this run up soon because, as I said, I mean, aside from just like, whoa, dude. Oh, I definitely should have saved that for a boss. Definitely should have just saved that for a boss. Yeah. So aside from actually wanting to be able to finish the episode before people come home, I also well, I have stuff to do, but I also would like a shower before people come home too. So it's running a little bit tight right now. Okay, we're fine. Everyone just chill. Well, I watched that tear come towards me and just went, hey, just move out of the way. And I'm sure I was like holding, maybe that one actually was the lag spike, because I watched the tear slowly float towards me, and was definitely holding like up and left, and he just kind of was like, he just didn't move. Okay, that one's unfortunate. I didn't even know he was up there. But that last one, I'm gonna be pissed if I die now. I mean, I probably would have died eventually anyway, but if I die in like the next couple of rooms, I'm gonna be pissed. Because I fully was like trying to dodge out of the way of that, and he just didn't. Okay, I do have this Algas. I should probably just pop it. Obviously, ideally, I'd save it for the boss. Okay, there we go, perfect. But I was gonna say I don't want to not use it because I'm saving it for the boss, and then end up like dying and like dying from damage, because that's how that goes, and then just never having used my Algas. Okay, try and mainline this guy while you've got your thing here. Also, really? It's the rare Apollyon run where I never even used my suck. And part of it was just because, like, no item rooms, right? So I had to make the most of any items that I did actually get. I always forget how long this thing actually lasts. I would argue that that's probably too long. Because it's basically just the free boss there. Okay, what the fuck? Oh shit, is this what duality does? So are these, well, if I go in here, is this like a choice? Will the other one close, or will... Okay, they both closed and I got nothing. Fucking hell, man. Okay, I wish I just took the angel in that case. I wasn't sure if I got like the choice to like at least peruse there. Apparently not. Also, I didn't want to take Speedball because I didn't want to mess with my tears too much, but actually now that I'm moving around, I wish I took Speedball. Also, sick, dude. That I took the heart because of a little bit of security here. Totally forgot I was going to lose Horror Babylon, so now our damage sucks again. Sick, dude. Love it. I guess it's not terrible, but it's not going to... 1.86 is not an insignificant amount of damage. So I'm going to go in there. I would take a reroll if you're going to offer it to me. Nope, of course not. No, oh, the lag. He floated for a second there. I was like, yeah, I'm going to let bomb easy. As soon as I went right, he floated a little bit further than I wanted him to move there. I'm not going to lie. He held his run. No. He didn't hold his run. Whatever, dude. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What's the... Like, what was I thinking? Dude, just save me. Just save me. Just save me. Just, like... It's not even like, oh, what am I thinking? I wasn't thinking. Like, like, move out of the way. How many times that run did I just not move and on damage? Okay, so that was that was not a good run. I would argue that that was just a bad run. I'm not saying that better couldn't have been done with it, or even that I couldn't have done better with it on a different day, because I definitely could have, because that was very rough. That was definitely a poor performance. I'm not trying to say that that wasn't a poor performance, but I do think that that was also a really bad run. So anyway, that's gonna wrap this one up. Again, I just want to say thank you. I guess I appreciate allowing me to just like get it whatever out of my system. I feel like the last, like, what I said, 3 episodes at the start, so 4 episodes now have just been, I don't know, a little bit serious, a little bit real, a little bit the fun has kind of not been there, or the positivity. I don't know, they've just been a bit whatever. But I appreciate regardless the company, I guess, even though it's just, I guess from my end, technically right now I'm just talking to myself. But I don't know, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. And I'm kind of letting everyone do their thing at the moment, because I know how busy everyone is over the next few days and stuff, and going forward potentially long term, and you know, so I'm kind of taking a bit of a step back, I think. But I appreciate you all. You guys know who you are. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna go get a shower very quickly because I feel stinky. Appreciate you all. Later, guys. Bonk.